and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That dude over there, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. We got a little shift on the fly here. JB Smooth playing the part of Big Mike Gentry. Smooth, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
How you living?
Oh, pretty good. I ain't got no complaints. What about you guys?
Same. Mr. Pete Spivak here in the house as well.
Legend.
What's up, the legend himself?
How you doing?
Wow,
I'm on a real show today.
Neal.
He
He's
is.
slumming. You got put down in the minors. Got to work on your
I'm on
game.
a real show today.
Yeah,
You
he's
don't know. You can catch Pete every day on the final word, 2
Absolutely,
to 4.
2 to
How's
4
that going
PM.
with those fellas?
It's going nuts. It's going really well, man. They treat me really well. We got a good relationship going. I love Ryan, Maz, and Braylon. It's all good, boys.
Oh,
but
he's in
I'm
the
so happy
vortex.
to be here with two legends.
Okay. Keep telling it. Sounds Illuminati.
Keep telling myself that.
Sounds Illuminati-ish, Neal, doesn't it? That's all right.
We'll get
Welcome
there.
anyways. Hey, slumming in the tugboat today, kid.
Absolutely. All of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread as well.
Every
jump
day
in.
slumming with us.
Yeah,
we love
absolutely.
you.
We
That
do.
is. We were explaining before the show how to Pete, you know, the where he was saying, "Oh, look at the chat starting to heat up," and I said, "This is a chat show
Show of the people.
This is the show of the people through the chat. Without them, Neal and I wouldn't show up." So, the fact, appreciate everybody being here. I mean, a lot of stuff to talk about. Exciting time. So, appreciate JB and Pete coming in to have some fun with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And on brand. Our chat people here, very much on brand as they always are. Detroit Dabber 313. Blink twice if Ermanni is mean to you, Pete.
I'm watching. Dude, the guy's got no saliva in his eyes. Man, they prepared him for that. I think they sewed his eyes open.
Yeah, absolutely. Steven Syrett, morning all. Is it Sunday yet? Longest week ever. It is long. It's pause.
I got a couple questions, too, when we start to talk about the Lions and stuff like this as the week goes on. And that, yes, is this turning out to be the longest week of our lives? But I think about that, and then I think about, we win this game, what's the next 2 weeks going to be like?
Well, the first week will be a party.
Yeah.
You know, that whole first week will be the party.
Hey, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and I'm not sitting here. We'll talk about it, but more than a puncher's chance.
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely. This is a heavyweight fight, and you're going to go in, and you're not the favorite, but how many times do we watch UFC or boxing or whatever, and, I mean, boom, the underdog wins. So this is the NFL, so we'll be breaking it down. And you and I aren't. I'm gone the rest of the week. So.
Yeah, I am too. I'll be away for college
Yeah.
basketball. I got to get out of here. I can't take this weather anymore, so I'm going to go to Green Bay
Look, hey, you know what?
and Milwaukee.
Sometimes you go south, sometimes you go north. No one understands your flight pattern, but enjoy.
Yeah, no, I will for sure. But we're emptying the clip today on the Lions 49er stuff because I want to get my thoughts out there. And by the way, too, we've circled it back. We're going to run it back with our guy Damontre Moore as well, who played for Dan Campbell when he was a coach at Miami, who played for Kyle Shanahan, 9-year NFL vet. We're putting him on the stand here today. We're gonna question him.
A little bit
Ask
of
about the
an
coaches.
understanding, maybe inside each one's locker room, or a little bit mentality.
Yeah, no, because I as a man that played for him when he was an interim coach in Miami, and last time he was on, yeah, he had a couple of pretty viral clips where he was talking about Dan Campbell. Because remember what he said? He's like, I played for this dude, man. This dude is ready to go.
Yeah,
he was ready to go.
I gotta think too, also with the evolution, like Dan Campbell's evolved because he's had more room to evolve in the past 8-9 years than what Kyle Shanahan has done. But it'll be interesting to hear from a guy who has been inside and at the beginning of the trenches with our coach.
No doubt. And I think that Dan Campbell too kind of represents a shift, and I think we're seeing it in coaching hires. You know, where you remember before it was just go get the Super Bowl winning teams coordinator. Remember those days?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's been a shift, and I think Dan Campbell plays a part in that. So, I do. We're gonna talk with Damontre about that, and do love talking to him because he's a lot of fun. Red Wings game last night, much to Sam Flannel's chagrin, there was a meeting of the legends out at LCA. Our guy, of course, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, linked up with the Pistons legend as well, and Ben Wallace. And D-Mac, the first thing I thought wasn't Staples of Detroit, and I have to apologize to you in advance for this. Look at the size of Ben Wallace. You are a 4-time Stanley Cup champion with 130-ish NHL fights under your belt. Noted tough man. Look at Ben Wallace still.
Listen, every time I just go, thank God these guys can't skate like these centers in the NBA. But also, you know what I was thinking as he was coming up, and I was saying he rang the bell, right, or did the horn or whatever. So when you're wanting to be somewhere and you're like dialed in, because I could see Ben coming, and he wasn't. I was coming from the side, so when he walked by me, I was prepared, and I said, "Hey, Ben," and he sort of looked at me like he did, and I said, "Darren McCarty." He was like, "Oh yeah, what's up, bud?" I said, "Quick picture," and we chatted for a minute, but I saw what. Remember when Lindsay told us a story about when Ben. When Ben
was like meeting people outside,
went to the street codes and sat on Eric Snow's car in Philadelphia. I saw the death that Eric Snow would have deserved right there. Right? And you want to talk about one of the scariest big human beings, but also like, oh my God, like that's a guy. I would have loved to seen him play hockey.
And the people would have loved to see Sam Flannel be in that photo too. Lorena Rios. Let's put Flannel in the middle.
Lorena,
of
just
those
when you
two.
see that, it just says if you put on the special goggles in the underbelly of that, it says "fuck Sam Flannel." That's the "fuck Sam Flannel" photo. I'm gonna get that signed for him for Christmas. Oh, you don't think I won't?
Hey, I know you will.
I know I will. It'll be
I know
a
you
big
will.
fuck. It'll be just like I tell anybody who's read my book or seen Slapstick Comedy Tour, the Mr. Tymek, my 9th grade math teacher story with what I did with my first hockey card, because he was the one that told me that I would never be anything and I wouldn't whatever. So my first hockey card went to him. It'll have the same remnants. So anybody who knows that story will be along the same lines.
The Nightman in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Remember, subscribe, get involved. The Nightman said, D-Mac, would you ever have challenged Ben to fight in your heyday? Can I answer it how I think you'll answer it, and then you tell me what the answer
exactly
is?
how I'd answer it.
Would he? Yes. Would he want those repercussions? No.
By choice? No.
By
having
role? Yeah.
Looking around, you idiots here, and nobody, that's the whole thing. Like when you understand what makes me tick, right? Why I'm first is because if you get me, I'm dead. I don't give a fuck about them then, because I'm dead. I'm on to the next life. So I take myself. I get it why the generals back in the day led their armies into action and stuff like this. I get it, because I don't want to be at the end. I was always last out to corral everybody. When the shit popped, I was always first in. That's because, right, the old anticipation of death's worse than death itself. I mean, face your monsters. So absolutely no, I wouldn't want to, but God damn it, I fought Tony Twist. Fought a whole bunch of other guys that I didn't want to fight.
No, so that was it. So here's how it's going to work today, guys. This segment, I'll lead this into the Wings game. I just do want to chat about it real quick because I think I know how people are going to. It was a great 40 minutes before and after an awful 20 minutes, and I'm not as upset as I figured that I might have been. It's just for me. Checkpoints again. And look, the goaltending situation was the goaltending situation, D-Mac. Like, it was what it was.
Well, it still is what it is.
It still is what it is.
I mean, it's just the fact that you figured out a way. And to your point, right, what I saw last night was the fact of a backup goaltender, a guy trying to establish himself as a number one, playing like a number one goalie over the past, 7 to 10 games. Be tired. That's what Alex Lyon. He let in some soft goals, but he looked just like overused. Now that's going to be a problem when you're still searching, for a number one guy. So I saw reports yesterday, Ville Husso getting ready for a conditioning stint in Grand Rapids. So hopefully, there's an answer somewhere. But you know what? That's the biggest, as a Red Wings fan, we know that that's the biggest question mark. So we see that when we get somebody in there that can establish stopping the puck at a consistent rate, then we're a good team. If not, then it doesn't matter how many goals we can score, because we scored 4 again.
Right. No, absolutely. And I go back to it too. That main power play line. When Larkin's out there with DeBrincat, I saw Raymond out there last night. They are an elite NHL line. Elite. They command everything. They carry the play. You expect them to score. Perron's a great 2 on the power play too. He was firing last night. Again, I'm all right with it.
You're missing Kane also too, which wherever you put him. But yes, what did I say? This power play unit had to lead this team. What is leading this team this season?
The power play unit.
The power play unit.
And
so
when it gets on a heater, they stack wins. Yes, when it gets on a heater, they stack wins. We answered the question of
scoring goals and finding goals. You got 6 guys with over 10 goals. Perron scored his 10th last night. That's balance. You look at the year you're getting from Sprong. You're getting guys to step up, but what aren't you getting? Keeping it out of your net. And that commitment to the other end. And here's the thing, Neal, why you're a wild card team, why you're a outside looking in playoff team, why you're fighting for what you are, is because of your goals against. I see it in the chat thread about shots on goal, giving up this. But yes, commitment to your own end, and they show it at different times. The problem is they don't have the luxury of taking 5 or 10 minutes off in a game, because what happens the second period and you're down 3 goals, and you can expect to come back from that once twice a year, but you can't make that commonplace.
No, absolutely. The moral of the story is this: I'm okay with it. This is us. This is the stop that they are at the highway right now, and look, you get in, you take your chances in a series, you see what happens. Maybe you get on heater, maybe you win a series, and then we go from there. And then you accumulate talent. You see what presents itself, the opportunities that present themselves. Steve Yzerman's always taking a look, perusing, and seeing what the story is, and you see what moves you can make. The DeBrincat move was a huge move. Huge move. That's the best offensive weapon in the organization. Boom, just like that. You're welcome. You're welcome. I spoke that into existence, by the way. I'm never not going to take credit for that. Never. Made it happen. Last December. Damn it. But yeah, we are, again, I'm all right with it, but we are going to get into heavy Detroit Lions talk and break it down. We got Jared Goff talk about the team's expectations for the playoffs. We'll give our kind of predictions, breakdowns, all that stuff as well.
And also, just so everybody knows, yes. I just timed out Cats for 24 hours. It's playoff week. I don't need no negativity, whatever else. So, Brandon, see you next week.
All right. So there's that out there as well. But yeah, D-Mac, tell them about Dispo.
Oh, absolutely. This weekend for sure. Experience Dispo Dispensary, a team that curates an unbelievable atmosphere. Dispo is now giving out 2 tickets plus hotel and flight accommodations to this year's big game in Vegas. Go on Dispo's Instagram page at dispo.michigan and follow directions on the pinned post, or scan the QR code and it will take you there. Let's get the sports fans to Vegas. Dispo Dispensary, disposhops.com, your local cannabis plug.
Feel alive during Feldman Chevrolet's biggest New Year's sales event ever. Get the best prices on our huge selection of award-winning Chevrolets. Like this 2024 Equinox for $188 per month. Or this 2024 Silverado for $268 per month. It's the New Year's sales event going on now at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer. Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Neal Ruhl here for woodwardsports.com/shop. Hey, everybody, it's hoodie season. It's beanie season. It's freezing rain. It's all those things. So stay warm. And oh, by the way, get the Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. It's all there for you. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Believe it or not, we'll be able to play golf sometime again. Not anytime soon. But again, you know how it is. Spring will come at some point. I promise you. But woodwardsports.com/shop. The very best in Detroit sports wearables. All right, we are off and running, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Damontre Moore coming up in just a little bit. What you got, D-Mac?
I appreciate all the comments. And Sir James, troll hunting season, bagged one today. Thanks to D-Mac. Bagged a troll today. Just not this week. My patience is very thin. We don't need any negative energy. So it's my pleasure. It's accountability. HR, listen, he's been warned. We got a lot of good stuff to talk about, Neal.
No, we do. And, again, it's Lions, it's 49ers, it's the NFC Championship game, which still doesn't even sound right. I'm not comfortable saying it.
Can I ask my question right now? Because I think it's the perfect time. Because we mentioned how long this week was, right? And saying wait until Sunday. But as the game gets closer, we're now into Wednesday. Am I wrong, or is anybody else feeling like me that I'm gaining more confidence in what we have instead of sort of dreading? And it wasn't dread, and it's weird because the Rams game and the Bucks games, we were favored. We were at home, but there was a little different tension than it is now. But the fact of going into something that you're an underdog, that how tough it is, the respect you have for San Francisco, not only for their talent, for the coaches, everything else, for lack of a better term, they're what you're trying to be, right? But I woke up this morning and I felt good. I felt like I just wondered if everybody else feels the same. And I think it's more like I'm more confident in the team being ready and what we have and what they're up against. I just wondered that was the first thing that I wonder if people in the chat or if you guys in the room had that sort of feeling, because it was different than the last week. It wasn't nervous that we were going to lose. It was just sort of like the goalposts had changed. Right? Like the expectations had changed to get that second home playoff game because we all thought we'd be, having to go through Dallas. Right? So the minute it changed to the home game against Tampa, I expected to be here. We'd be breaking it down. It was still a successful season. They accomplished what they want. But right now, task at hand, and I really don't think they're done. It goes back to Dan Campbell, It's one of these things when you hear different things from guys, but it's genuine. And he's talking about 2 games left. Usually in the locker room, you're only talking, the next game, don't get ahead of your. But this team, right? It feels right for him to talk about that because it's sort of the mission that they're on. It makes it sound to me like he's got this team where he told us all it would be, so they know something that I don't. Does it feel like that? And I don't know. It's confidence. I'm going to be nervous and honestly, you're not supposed to win this game. This is set up for San Francisco. This is their window and but it's the NFL. Am I wrong? Are you feeling
no?
Because your fandom's cracked open. So I thought this would be a great. I got you as vulnerable as I'll ever get you in a fandom mode. So I was wondering if you're in the same boat as I am.
No, what I'm struggling with right now isn't even the game because you're in there, you got a shot because you're here. What I'm struggling with is saying the NFC Championship game, the Lions and the 49ers. I'm struggling with stuff like this. Amon-Ra St. Brown right now is plus 6,000 to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. 60-1. Amon-Ra St. Brown is. Right now. You can do that. That's there for you. Jared Goff is 9-1 to be the Super Bowl MVP. These are all the things that are out there. And
things you never think you'd
no,
saw.
man. Like, no. Anytime touchdown scorer in the Super Bowl right now, Jahmyr Gibbs, 6-1. David Montgomery, 6-1. Like, these are all out there, man. This is real. It's real, man. That's what I still can't wrap my head around. And I know, like, look, we're new money at this. We are. I gave the example a couple weeks ago when I talked about new money Lions fans. Now, we don't know that you can't wear your hat inside the restaurant at the country club. This is like the conference championship Super Bowl country club. This is elite. This is Oakland Hills. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my struggle. I'm not even... The game is the game. Like, I think they can win that football game. I've given you the reasons. The Brock Purdy thing. The Lions run the football thing. What is San Francisco great at defensively? But what are we elite at offensively? You know what I'm saying? The matchups are there. Regardless of what people say, I'm giving you football reasons. Football reasons. I would think, just based on matchups alone, that I think 7 points is really strong. I think that's aggressive, 7 points. These two teams are closer than 7 points away from each other. You got to take all the other stuff that's happened and erase it from your mind, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're kicking the ball off Sunday at 6:30. They're putting the ball in the air, and we're playing a game. Anything can happen. This isn't like long shot speak or, oh, God, hopefully we just stay in there. No. You got the aggressor. Who's the best offensive tackle on that field?
Penei Sewell.
He's a Lion.
You know what? You got one of the best. You got the best right and the best left, and Trent Williams. When you look at it, like you're saying, matchup and some of their top talent has more tenure, maybe more bigger games,
sure,
but hasn't executed through them. Here's the one thing that creeps into my mind. I got a feeling that San Francisco's going to run into some injuries. Susceptibility, right? We don't know whether Debo's 50-50, whether he's going to play regardless or whatever, but the guys that are banged up, the McCaffrey, taking some of the hits, our guys are going to run to the ball and be really physical. I think our physicality in the game, especially with our defense, we're going to give up those yards that we give up, right? It's just a matter of fact. But the fact is, I think that the physicality of this game will benefit us.
No, and D-Mac, that's where I'm at with it. Like, who's got the best offensive tackle? We do. Who's got the best wide receiver in this game? Who? I know who I would take.
Well, Debo healthy,
but he's not healthy.
So
he's not healthy. See, this is everyone's looking at this through the prism, the lenses of, well, Debo Samuel's the best wide receiver. He's 50-50, right? 50%. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown's the best wide receiver at 6:30 on that football field on Sunday.
Fair enough.
Is that a case? Is that a compelling case?
Here's the one thing that I know. Amon-Ra St. Brown is going in with a chip on his shoulder to prove he's the best wide receiver in that game on Sunday.
You see what I'm saying?
You know what I love? I love the fact we just played the Bucs, who arguably have some of the best linebackers in the league, and then you're going up against San Francisco, who arguably has the best linebackers in the league or defense, right? So when you're breaking down the football reasons to win, you break down the matchups a little more, it's closer than you think.
That's my point. This isn't, oh, poor us. All these 49ers, just maybe they'll have mercy on our soul and not score 70 points on us. No, like it is not that at all. And McCaffrey, best running back in the league. I'm not stupid. Like, check your fantasy drafts. I'm not stupid. Is he a world above Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery? Is he a world above them?
Not a world.
I think not. Is he better? Sure, he's better. But is he 7 points in a game better? I don't think so.
The whole thing is, you look at how we use our two guys like they use their one guy. Add our guys' totals up. There's your Christian McCaffrey. right? Like, seriously.
Again, those are football. Look at the position. What do they get out of the position? What do we get out of the position? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, to me, it's not a 7-point game. Rack, if CMC gets banged up, though, they don't have a great backup. And that's what that's the word, is he's a bit banged up and things like that. Again, it's not about who's better over 17, 18, 19 weeks. It's who's better at 6:30 on Sunday when the ball goes in the air. That's it. You don't have to be better for a season. You got to be better for about 3 hours and 30 minutes. And in reality, you don't have to be better for 3 hours and 30 minutes. You got to be better at the right times.
And isn't the irony, right? Jared Goff's from out there, and the one thing is we didn't want him to play outside or whatever, but if he had to play outside with the weather the way it's going to be in San Fran, isn't that like the perfect element? Like, as far as
it's outside, but it's inside.
Right,
you know?
but what I'm saying is that, like, the weather's supposed to, it's not supposed to be windy. It's supposed to be a nice, San Fran day or whatever like that, or wherever they play this thing, right? 40 miles outside. So again, that plays to it, right? That plays to it. So, everything you say, Neal, get me stoked.
I'm giving you football stuff.
Yeah.
Again, on paper, I feel the same way. You have a season's worth of data. We're not playing the season Sunday night at 6:30. We're not playing the season. We're playing the game. And I think it's a lot closer than everybody thinks in their mind. I honestly do. But maybe I'm wrong. We're going to see at 6:30 on Sunday, though. And that's what I can't wait for. That's what I can't wait for. So, again, we are going to get into it. We're going to get into it, certainly as the show rolls on. And also when we come back, we're going to talk to somebody that knows these coaches because he played for them. But D-Mac, first, tell them about Guardian.
Absolutely. Guardian Alarm. New Year's here. Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automated solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. But I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work. And real people, yes, Homo sapiens, who have been proven to care. Business, pleasure, they don't care. Guardian just wants you to call the number today, 1-800.
Stay out.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder.
Neal Ruhl here for Fairway Packing Company. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest hotels, restaurants, casinos, the best beef in all the land. If you've had a steak anywhere in this town, chances are it probably came from Fairway Packing Company. The prime beef, the dry aged beef, the Wagyu beef, all of it, fairwaypacking.com. And guys, check this out too. The Grab and Go Steak Shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. I've done it. I've lived it. Snagged a couple of ribeyes, brought them home, seasoned them up, use their fairway rub. Incredible. The greatest steaks I've ever made in my life. Fairwaypacking.com. If you're serious about grilling, that's what you need to do. I don't care that it's wintertime. It's always grilling season, and fairwaypacking.com is the answer. Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Pete Spivak, JB Smoove is here in the house, and we're talking Lions and the San Francisco 49ers in the NFC Championship Game, and it still doesn't sound right. We're good, you said, Pete?
No, we're still not good. We're still waiting.
We're still waiting. Okay, yeah, Damontre Moore will join us coming up.
I'll give you the sign.
Yep. All right, give me the sign. Yeah, Damontre Moore will join us in just a couple of minutes. But we're just kind of backing up to the point. It just doesn't feel right. But I kind of laid out the football reasons as to why, I think that this can be a close game, and certainly is a game that the Lions can win. And Pete Spivak put the poll up there. Are you 100% confident? 100%. That the Lions will beat the 49ers, and 69% of the people say yes. I think that's aggressive. Am I 100%? No. Am I a bit? I mean, I'm terrified, D-Mac, but it's not scared, not stoked. It's the moment. It's the stakes. It's not the field. Like I think stoked, not scared,
it's
or scared.
It's the air. It's the new air we're smelling. What is this? Ooh, it's NFC Championship
It's
air.
what's
we're
on
all
the line.
smelling it, and it's a new place that we've been, a new store, a new restaurant, that new latest and greatest. They were talking about opening up a Buc-ee's up in Rochester that got closed. I mean, it'd be like going to one of those. Right? It's a new experience for all of us to embrace. And the fact is, here's the difference. We deserve to be here. Right? And that's what we understand. It's not a fluke that we're here. We didn't do the freaking Tennessee.
And that's, D-Mac, that's where I crossed the line from the scared, not stoked, because of what you just said right there. We belong here. We belong.
We belong. Right? This is whether it's our destiny, whatever our path is, or whatever, to the building of everything else that we and this is the new norm. So it's getting used to the new norm, because this isn't just the flash in the pan, whatever this. We've talked about it all the time with what, from Sheila from the top to Brad Holmes and Dan, what they're building. So this is one of these things, I think, too, Neal, where you're okay, it's not about the game. You're looking around because you know what? You're coming back. You're going to be back here, right? Hopefully next year and the year after and the year after. But you're looking around because you're trying to get your landmarks. Maybe it's like going to Vegas for the first time, right? You're just in Vegas. So many places. Maybe it's one of the spots you haven't been to. Didn't realize that, they had the pool out in the back. And that's the pool you want to go to, but you're getting your landmarks. Because, right? I mean, this is awesome. And we're knowing how to act because we deserve to be here. It's not a flash in the pan, and we're not the team that this is our window. This is our time. We have to do it now. We're losing everybody. I revert back to what makes this different than 2014, because that felt like it was now or never. Right?
Yes. This
is not now or never. This is
we're only getting started.
Right. That's the whole thing. But even though we're only getting started, we deserve to be here, and that's why people are stoked. You get stoked when you come to the party, and you know what? I deserve to be here.
Burn in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread has a football reason. 49ers in the bottom of the league in passes attempted over 20 yards this season. Lions are 9th. Purdy's mercurial QB efficiency is manufactured. And to some degree it is. But he's excelling at it, so that's why they can do it.
What does that stat tell you, Neal? And I seen somebody, and I apologize because I can't track it, but I seen somebody bring it up. With that, if that's their game plan, what is the most important thing that you have to do as a Detroit Lion? Tackle. They can dink and dunk, and they're going to do it with McCaffrey and whatever like this. So we have to hold the discipline of our lanes, and we have to tackle well. Would you say that we are a good tackling team? I would say that we are a pack of lions, right? You might not a great one-on-one tackling team, but these guys all run to the ball. How many times do we see 4, 5, 6 guys trying to bring somebody down. Now, yes, you'll be frustrated because they haven't brought him down the first time. I know we're yelling at, why can't we bring Baker down when we had him in the backfield? But the fact is they're a pack of lions. So if we can tackle well and know this going in, I'm sure the game plan is keeping everything in front. And then maybe when they do throw long, like the other teams, because that's been our Achilles heel, we're able to make a play.
And that's really it right there. Again, I'm just football stuff, like real life football things. These are the things we're talking about right now. And I'm not terrified of them, man. I'm not. I used to be. I would tell you that around right before they went on that little 3-game losing streak. And I think we sat here in this chair and we did the show. And I was looking around and I was looking at Deebo Samuel. And I said, man, D-Mac, the 49ers punish you. Even when they have the football, they punish you. But come to find out, that's not sustainable. Over a 17-week grind, that is not sustainable.
Can I ask you a question? When you look at this San Francisco team, what do you see as weakness? And I mean by that because, and it's not a physical, it's not a football thing, but it's adversity. It's adversity, right? And they showed something, definitely having, and I heard their D game, C- game, whatever, against Green Bay, and to pull it out, right? You don't want to give them that opportunity. But the one thing is that when you have veteran guys that have been here and are supposed to get here, all the pressure's on them guys. They're supposed to end this now. They've supposed to been here.
It.
They get back. So you want to put the doubt in their mind, and that's by adversity. So I think that's one of the things in Allen Park this week that they're talking about. Let's make it as tough as possible on some of these guys, and maybe we'll see what we saw with Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes when things didn't go well and they start getting on each other. That could happen too.
And D-Mac, that's it right there. What is one of their weaknesses? They got to cash it in. They have to. And they got away with it once. What sports, D-Mac? What we talked about yesterday. What is sports? Who gets away with the mistake?
Absolutely.
They made a mistake and they got away with it last week. They make that mistake again. The math says they're not going to get away with it again.
The math says they're not, and that's the one thing is that I said it yesterday. Said you look at the opportunities that Green Bay didn't capitalize on. We have to capitalize on. Right? That whatever that errant throw is. You're talking about Brock, but well, he made a few errant throws. Green Bay was just not able to capitalize on it.
And that was it, man. That was it. No, but we've been talking a lot about this game. We've been talking a lot about the coaches of this game. And right now on our hotline here at Woodward Sports, we have our guy. That's right. He is back, everybody. Damontre Moore is back in the house. Was a first-team All-SEC player for Texas A&M. 9-year NFL veteran as well. Played for some coaches. Maybe you've heard of them. Pete Carroll, Kyle Shanahan, Dan Campbell, Tom Coughlin, etc. Damontre, it's good to have you back, my friend. How are you?
Ah, man, I'm glad to be back, boy. That is an immaculate greeting and intro best I've ever heard, man. I love it. Every time I come back here, it's like riding a bike. You never forget.
Oh, my God.
Appreciate y'all having me, guys.
Yeah, well, Damontre, it was a relevant introduction because I have to ask you this. You came on the show before. You had a clip that we put out that went pretty viral where you talked about when you played for Dan Campbell down in Miami. I'm summing it up here. This isn't your exact quote, but you were along the lines of, hell yeah, this guy is built for this. Are you surprised it's gone this well this early with Dan Campbell?
Man, excuse my French, but am I surprised that it went this well for Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions? Hell no. I told y'all. What they say, I'm standing on business. I told y'all before the season happened that this was going to be a special season for this year for Detroit and the city with being behind the realms of Dan Campbell. And it's like wine, baby. He's only got better with time. And I'm so glad that he's not making me eat my words and proving me right. And honestly, he's doing exceedingly and abundantly more than what anybody has projected for this team. So my hat's off to him and the team.
D. Moore, good to hear from you again, brother. It laid out this season and the special. We are stoked, not scared here. Just like you said, my question, right? I'm the culture guy, being the former athlete and stuff. And you've been in the locker room, I know in Dan Campbell's early tenure, but also in a Kyle Shanahan locker room. Is there similarities or differences to the way that these guys go about their business? Because, the bottom line is they got their teams to the NFC Championship.
Yes, there's similarities and there's also different. What they say, no one toe is like the other. They all might resemble each other, but, imitation is the best form of flattery. And so I would say they're similar as far as both of those guys being high-spirited, player, coach friendly, but the dynamics are completely different. I'll say the difference between Kyle is he's a little more laid back. He's high energy, but he's really cool, and he's going to come in there and let you be who you are. If you're loud and rambunctious, as long as you're making the plays, you can do that. If you're a quiet, chill guy, do that. He's going to tell you to go with your own thing. Same thing with Dan Campbell, but the thing that I say that differs between them is Dan Campbell still has the fire of an active player. You would have thought that he was ready to become the special team guy, the crazy guy that's ready to run down on kickoff. His energy is still there. Like, you would think that he had at least 3 or 4 plays left in his system the way that he comes over there. You can tell by just something as simple as the way that he does up downs at the beginning of the training camp with his team and being involved. And that type of energy, I've spoken on it before about Pete Carroll, but Dan Campbell has that same thing, and it's infectious and it's tenacious. And like I said, it's going from him all the way down to, I bet the cleaning guy in that in that building is over there cleaning with a different energy, like, I'm biting the ankles off of this dust bunny. So it just goes there.
How does that in the locker room? And because usually it's from your leaders, right? Your leaders are setting an example, your captains and your Hall of Fame guys and stuff like this. But what does it mean for a player when the coach is setting the tone like that? And I think you nailed it 100,000,000%. Dan Campbell is like a player coach without playing. And also, too, look at all his coaches. They're all former players, too. That's got to play into it also, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. You hit the nail right on the head with that hammer as far as him being a former player, active player, and not just a former player that maybe snuck in there and stole a year or two. Like, he played for a couple years, and that energy has trickled down. You see the effect. He knows when to get off of his dogs, but he also knows when to get on them and make them hunt. And that goes to show you that he embodied that culture, he embodied that vision, and he made that vision a reality by circling himself around a lot of like-minded individuals that have that same energy, that same tenacious, effective energy, but also the big thing that he has over most coaching staff. I believe he might have the most active or former NFL players that's played on his staff. So guys that have played at this high level, I'd be remorsed if I didn't give a shout-out to my boy Kevin Shepard that got them boys over there humming at linebacker. I played with him in the locker room when I was down there in Miami, and me and him both played under Coach Campbell when he was the interim head coach. And the same way that I see Kevin coaching on the sideline, Shep, as we call him, anybody that knows him and that's really close, he is embodying that same energy that he had on the sideline when Coach Campbell was our interim head coach. So it's only fitting that Coach Campbell said, let me come get you. Let me come get the great Aaron Glenn that's over here doing a great job. Like, when you have those guys that understand the level of the game, not just in the X's and O's, but understand it from a player's perspective, oh, man, you can get to a whole different level there. And the one thing that I'd be remorsed if I talk about Coach Carroll because he impacted my life a lot, but the one thing that he said when it comes to getting the best out of your player is understanding the person and not the player. Once you understand the person, that's when you can get it going. And Coach Campbell understands every single person from Jared Goff to C.J. Gardner to Gibbs to, like, all these guys. Like, he understands them and is getting the best out of them. And so my hat goes off to them.
We're talking to Damontre Moore. You can follow him on socials at TMoore94, former NFL, CFL player, TV, radio personality,
Big
football.
D energy legend.
Big
Let's
D
just call him what he is. And he's a Grey Cup champion. That cuts ice on this show.
It cuts ice. And so, D, I wanted to ask you, because you cut in there about Calvin Shepard in the linebacker room, right? What we saw the other day right at the end of the game to close it. Derek Barnes, a guy who's been here for 3 years, his first interception. If people didn't see the post game, the game ball went to Derek Barnes, and in his speech, he threw it to the linebacker room that believed in him. This is exactly what you're talking about. And can you, I guess, take the people a little bit on the side as we get prepared for this championship game of what that means, like the love, and you can't fake that, bro. Can you? Like in that room like that, for him to make the biggest play of his life, but think about all of you in there. Can you touch on that of how it's exactly? I know I can't enunciate it well enough, but the feeling I got chills going down my spine because when you brought that up. But can you just elaborate on that? Because I don't think people appreciate the grind of the football player. We just see them, when the ball's kicked off on Sunday, get ready to play. But this is all part of the grind, right?
Yes, sir. Man, there's really nothing for me to say. You kind of broke it down in a nutshell. But like you said, I'm still an active player, so I try to go in between fan and player. But to take the fans in the eyes of the player, think about those long, hard days. Think about getting up, going to work for your 9 to 5. You're going and doing the staff meeting week in and week out. You have a great idea, but you have to clear it through somebody. And when you finally see the reward, you reap what you sow. Like, you sowed that seed into that company and did everything right, and when you finally get your credit, it might not be everything that you wanted. It might not come when you said it, but I'm always on time, as God would say. Well, this right here was on time for him. It might have seemed like forever in a day, his first interception, but what you've seen right there and he spoke on is the grind that he's had for the last 3 years. To see that organization go from one end of the spectrum to arguably one of the best teams right now in the league, and for it couldn't have been a more fitting time. You never got it. What in the great words of Drake, I'm a lyricist. What he said, never late, better late than never, but never late is better. Yeah, he would have never wanted to be late, but it's better late than never. And why not in the playoff game to seal the deal, go over there and make the biggest play in your career? One, you're going to be excited. Personally, you're going to be doing this, but to know the hard work, to know that everybody believed in you and the way that they talked about you, like you did this. This was the most selfish, unselfish act ever. It was unselfish because you helped the team win and you just wanted to do a situation. The excitement that he had when he made the interception, I guarantee you he would have had the same excitement with somebody else, because you just realized at the end of the game, I believe the Lions posted it, or it was y'all that posted the post-game interview where Dan Campbell was sitting there saying, man, 2 more, baby. 2 more in a bye. Like, we're right there. To realize that you helped your team, not put the team on your back, but helped your team. You were a part of something that was bigger than yourself. And for you to go do that, it was so fitting and so self-rewarding. But also, you got to sit there and give credit to where credit's due, because of the effort that Shep put in, being a former player, the hours that he studied, the hours that Aaron Glenn studied to put you in that situation, to schematically call the right play, and then you had to go out there and be the playmaker that you are and go do something that you rep over and over again, repping back during off-season training, repping during training camp, repping through coming through your individual drills. We do you spend over 30 minutes doing something as simple as catching the ball and these basic things just for this one moment. And when that one moment pays off, there's nothing more self-gratifying than that. And knowing that you did it for your brothers and you did it for a purpose bigger than yourself. He already said it. This is way bigger than me. I am one cog in this whole system that's making this thing go. But without this one cog, without that intricate part right there, we wouldn't be where we're at. So yes, you have to pat yourself on the back, but you also have to say thank you for putting me in this situation. Thank you to the offense for winning all season and doing what y'all doing. Thank you for the defense who's been playing lights out. Thank you for the coaches to put the trust in me and the stability to put me out there on the field. Like, this is because of you. And so with it being because of you, you start to get long-winded, and it's like the Grammys. When you go up there and you do your speech, you thank everybody from here on down, and eventually, kind of like with my answer right now, They got to start queuing up the music, because I promise you he would have kept thanking somebody. He would have thanked the person that fed him, that makes his favorite meal. So you just got to keep it going. And when you give it out, you get what you receive. And right now, they're receiving all the love and all the luck, and I hope that it continues for them. Because right now, people talk about Cowboys being America's team. No, Detroit right now is the epitome of America's team. Hard-working, blue-collar guys that work their ass off to get to where they are and prove to people that they belong here. And this wasn't by surprise.
Boy, man, we need Damontre Moore in the locker room right now.
Let's
like
do it,
that's
bro.
what I'm saying right now.
But just like you said,
We do, man. We
it
need him.
epitomizes in every sport what he's saying. When the guy next to you
means more
is
than you
more
do.
important than you
Yep.
are to yourself.
No,
you win.
no doubt. We're talking to our guy Damontre Moore here. Well, I was going to ask you, can the Lions really do this? I think you answered that question. So let's take a look at the 4 teams that are left, Damontre, before we let you go here. It's interesting to me, right? Because you have the 49ers who have a ton of pressure on them. They have to finish this. They've been knocking on the door many times, but they haven't sealed it. You have Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, probably going to win a second MVP, but he's got no rings. And then, oh, by the way, you have Patrick Mahomes, who just collects the rings. How much impact does that have? If you're Lamar Jackson, if you're a player on the 49ers, how much impact does that pressure have on you?
One, that's a great question. How much pressure does it have that impacts everybody? It impacts everybody, no matter from the neck on up to the neck on down, to the golden boy and Mahomes that's been winning it, and is our this era's new Tom Brady potentially. You have from him to the guy who Lamar Jackson, who's about to arguably is my MVP for the season, but hasn't won a ring. We're looking at him as being a Charles Barkley type guy when you talk about that and facing these narratives. You have, and no disrespect to Chuck. Chuck is a Hall of Famer within himself. Lamar is a potential future Hall of Famer within himself. But you have that added pressure of, can you get your team over the hump? You have the Detroit Lions, who nobody expected to be there, but they're playing, in my opinion, with house money, as you would say, when you go to Vegas. Nobody expected them to be there except them. So they're going as far as they want to. And then you have San Francisco, like you said, coming in, that's been knocking on the door and like, hey, are we ever going to put this on there? Well, one, naturally, some guys go their whole career without even making it to a playoff. The fact that we're talking about a divisional game is unheard of, unprecedented. And so the expectations you have on being that close to the Super Bowl, making it this far, on top of that, just the media market is going to make it a bigger fiasco than what it is. And so everybody has that added pressure. But the good teams, the great teams, they typically make it to the big game and eventually go on to win it. They treat it like it's another day at the office. It's just another game, no added pressure. Keep doing what we've been doing, and we're going to get this ball rolling. But in that same regard, everybody has their own pressure from their own thing that they're doing. Lamar feeling like he has to get his team over the hump. But what I would challenge Lamar to do is do what you've been doing all year. Don't worry about getting your team over the hump, because your team believes in you like everybody else believes in you. As far as San Francisco, yes, you're right there knocking on the door. You want to get past that, but don't put that extra pressure on yourself. Don't do too much. Don't do too little. And don't sit there and make it harder than what it is. Go in there and do what you've been doing year in and year out and figure out from those mistakes in the past year. Experience is the best teacher. If you don't learn from it, then you'll never be able to get over that curve. As far as Patrick Mahomes and them, we don't need to tell them what to do. They've won week in and week out. They know what to do, and they have the recipe. So they just have to go in there and do it. As far as Detroit, the baby, there's always one team every year that people say are the underdogs or the bandwagon. I wish y'all can see me right now, because I have my backpack for all these fans that are about to jump in the bag. I think Detroit has a great chance of going to the Super Bowl. I also believe even better, I might not even use the proper words, but I believe not only this year, but for future years to come, what Dan Campbell has built with that foundation, bringing in those players, drafting those guys, believing in the guys that some people said wouldn't be able to play again, and them reviving their careers when they come there, the foundation is looking strong. So lean on your foundation. Go in there, and y'all are the most dangerous team. It's an old saying my dad used to always say back in the day. You never got to worry about the strongest guy, the biggest guy, or the loudest one. It's that quiet, scary one that ain't got nothing to lose that is going to be the most nerve-wracking guy, because somebody that has nothing to lose is going to pull out all stops. And right now, it's like Cam Newton said off of his podcast, 4th and 1. Right now, every time Dan Campbell goes through a metal detector, man, he needs to be going off because he has cojones made of steel. Lean on those cojones, drop your thing, and then when you go in there, 4th and 1, he's going for it. He's taking you out. He's like, hey, we're right there on it. I trust in my defense to hold up, and I even trust in my offense to get this play, and they're the dangerous one, and that's who you have to worry about because sometimes teams make the mistake of looking past somebody, and I guarantee you as a 49er, somebody that's been to the Super Bowl and this and that, it's easy for you to say, you know what, Detroit shouldn't even be here. They shouldn't even be on the same playing field. Well, those guys are over there loading up their socks. They putting their rocks in their back pocket. They have nothing to lose, and they said, we're leaving it all out on the field. Like, so whoever gets out of here, they're not walking out of this fight walking. They're limping, if not crawling out of that fight. And those are the guys that you have to worry about. And that's why out of all 4 of those teams, I think Detroit is the most dangerous right now. They're playing with house money, and they ain't got nothing to lose, baby.
Damontre Moore set the chat on fire, as he always did. D, you're our guy, man. And just real quick, Alex Haggerty in the chat. The D in Damontre is for Big D. So there it is, Damontre. You did it again, my friend.
Hey,
if they get to the Super Bowl, you're coming back on. All right?
Oh, you already know it, baby.
You already know.
There like swimwear.
All right. Appreciate you, brother. Be good, man. We'll talk soon.
Much love, kid.
All right. There he is, Big D Energy legend, Damontre Moore. Big thanks to Annie H. Hoffman for setting that one up.
I'm fired up.
Oh, man.
Let's go.
We went way past the break, obviously, with good reason, though, because when Damontre speaks, we're in here listening. That's the way it's going to go. We will certainly be back with more. Let me tell you about Big Boy first, though, because it's comfort food season at Big Boy. It's wintertime, but wintertime's always better with comfort food. The veal parmesan, the Southern Comfort chicken bowl. More of a breakfast person? That's cool. The stuffed potato pancakes are back. The classic lumberjack Santa Fe Garden omelet. Also new apple pie hotcakes that are too good to miss. Gingerbread shake. Close it all down. Get to your local Big Boy today.
Have you ever wondered where all the finest restaurants get their steaks? It's Fairway Packing Company, providing Michigan restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef for over 60 years. But now you can buy these cuts of meat for yourself at the Steak Shop by Fairway Packing Company. Prime porterhouse, A5 Japanese New York strip steak, dry aged Wagyu beef tomahawk. Delicious. Get to the Steak Shop today. Enjoy fine wine, have a private party, and get the finest cuts of meat anywhere. The Steak Shop on Mack Avenue in Grosse Pointe Woods, or order online, fairwaypacking.com.
Any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists, and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Boner and Broder.
None but championships here in Michigan. You got the Wolverines winning the national championship, NFC Championship football. We're all stoked. What else is important this time of year? Shopping your home and your auto insurance. So shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network. They should be covering you too. Give my buddy Mark a call today, 248-800-4177, or go online, SwissINS.com.
Neal Ruhl here for Jack Labrador. Rest in peace to the same old Detroit Lions. And guess what else has found the grave? The same old rock, paper, scissors game. The brilliant folks at Jack Labrador have revolutionized that tire game with 2 new symbols and a franchise-changing 3-point play. Discover the action at jacklabrador.gg right now and find out why. Once you go Jack, you never go back. Scan the QR code on your screen. And hey, get good at it. And then you could probably help Ermanni and Edwards' show. Give them some tips so maybe they can mess with us in the game. Because right now they can't. It's all the rage here at Woodward. It can be all the rage in your home as well. Go to jacklabrador.gg today.
Don't attack my boys.
Sorry. Blink twice. Blink twice if they told you to say that. Electric interview from our guy Damontre Moore, as always. Mike G. Detroit is America's team. Mike G. also said Damontre just went full Herb Brooks. So, yeah, man, he is our guy. We love him. We absolutely love him. So, again, subscribe to the podcast, by the way. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. You can go back, check that one out again. I have a good sneaking suspicion you may see a clip of Damontre talking later on our socials, somewhere along the lines of, quote, Dan Campbell can't walk through a metal detector because he has steel cojones.
Steel cojones.
That might be out there somewhere.
Hey, you know what I was getting this vibe is like the confidence or the attitude. Like, and we mentioned it, it's like D-Mac going to the bars in the mid-'90s right now. They got that energy. It's just conquer, destroy. And you brought up a good point. That's what we need to bottle.
Yeah.
Not adrenaline, not anything else, but that bar
mid-20 bar energy.
That's what does it not feel like that's what the Lions are taking out to San Francisco, right?
Yes.
It does. And I'm telling you, I wonder, like, tomorrow the night, like, I'm getting more excited just listening, and talking, and it's not overconfident. It's just an excitement level. Right?
Yeah. Lloyd, D. Moore is a ball knower. That's for sure. Pause. So there's that as well. But yeah, man, he's our guy. Jeremy Anderson sums it up nicely. Good shit, D. Moore. Absolutely. No, I appreciate you guys supporting him for sure. And a nine-year NFL vet, played for everybody that's going to be in that coaching room, basically, so he knows what he's talking about, man. Steve Wilds also said, if Lions win, Neal agrees to a boxing match against D-Mac. No, I do not agree to that.
That doesn't happen. Doesn't work that way. Anybody take on any of the other shows, this doesn't work. Like, you guys don't understand the dynamic here.
No, absolutely not.
It's a very good personal, professional business relationship on all aspects.
All aspects, no,
all
absolutely.
Aspects we got it covered.
Yeah, I tell you what, we got the top 5 coming up. We'll get to that coming up in a few minutes. But we've been talking about expectations, and I've had a shift in expectations. I'm going to put Pete Spivak on the button a little bit here because Jared Goff also spoke on the Lions team expectations, and it backs up to what we've heard Dan Campbell say, and I think it backs up to what we just heard Damontre say as well. The locker room is different than the fan room, which we know this, right? Like, we know that this is different. But here's Jared Goff talking about the team's expectations for the playoffs.
It's something that we've, it's not, I don't want to say like this arrogantly, but we expected to win the first game. We expected to win this game, and now we get to go to a game we expected to be in against a really good team at their place. And we're going to come into it expecting to win. It'll be a tough game, but it'll be fun.
And there was Jared Goff. And number one question I have from that interview. Obviously we expect to win. Obviously, he's already doing the alt color Detroit Tiger hats. He knows, doesn't he?
Oh, dude,
he knows. He knows what he's doing.
Do you not think this guy has a full finger and full pulse of the city?
Yes.
Like, if anybody, and I know everybody, I ran into Jerry Jude. God, it was awesome, dude. Anybody who was at the Wings game, he's got a sick grill in right now, and was talking to him a little bit more. But
Jerry Jacobs, yeah, that's right.
Jerry Jacobs. Yeah. The best part, these guys understand no matter what position of what they have in this city and the relationship, and like I've compared it to back of where our love started 25, 30 years ago here with the fan base in Detroit. But the number one guy that knows that is Jared Goff. Right? So the fact is, and we all do, Neal, though. Right? It doesn't matter if you're an athlete or you come to work in this city or whatever. If you love this city will love you back. And eventually, right, all your stuff will be Detroit Tigers. And all your stuff will be Lions. And so he's just slowly but surely. But hopefully the best part, when the athletes do it, they do it a little bit of a new fashion.
No, they do. And I guess my question for the people, and Pete, maybe we can throw this up on the poll. Has Jared Goff does he have adopted son status here in Detroit? You know how we talk about that? Does he have adopted son status?
It's tougher with goalies and quarterbacks, but the adoption papers are in process. They're being processed. It was this year,
yeah,
right? But no, we've accepted he's everything you want, right? Like his demeanor and his business and stuff like that's more on the Yzerman front. The way that and you see that little emotion at different times.
At different times, just a little,
but, right from them, but. You know what you can't replace? Winning that first playoff game and him coming in the locker room and the whole team cheering Jared Goff, doing the chant.
The whole stadium.
No, I'm talking the locker room.
Oh, the locker room. Yeah.
No, the stadium's supposed to. I'm talking the locker room. And that's where it starts. That's how you get the sign off from the Attorney General to submit your adoption papers. So I think he's well on his way. I think the biggest thing now is that we understand that he is our quarterback. He's going to be our quarterback. I think we're being accepting of that. It's almost like adopting a pet or fostering a pet that you're going to adopt, right? It's spent enough time there and it's proven itself that you're like, I don't want to get rid of this guy. Now the whole thing, the conversation, right, Neal, when it comes to Jared Goff, the biggest detractors are, I don't want to give a guy $50 million. But the biggest detraction is because when I caveat that because you don't want to lose other guys. It's not giving him $50 million. Will you give him $50 million if you don't lose your other guys that you want to re-sign? And everybody goes, yeah, absolutely. So to me, that means that the papers are in the process.
Okay.
He wins this game. He wins this game, and I don't care that you were born into the family. He's adopted a little bit higher. He's more of the favorite son.
Dan G, I think it's like Dan G said. Dan G says adopted. That boy is ours. Check the paternity test.
I love it, Pete. I love the fact that you got almost 90 votes here. It's 94-6, so it's not even a question. Because if you ask this before the playoffs, it's 70%. Different things like that. That makes me Neal. We've matured and we've grown up in this. This is
3 weeks.
This is the epitome of brand new Lions. The fact that you just showed me that he is yours and you accepted him and brought him in, and the fact of what you're saying in the comments.
Yeah, and again, just based on.
Man, I'm stoked. I didn't think I'd be bricked on Wednesday, but I'm stoked and half bricked
right now. I told you, man.
I'm slowly raising up my chair. Jesus, this is friggin' awesome.
It's a marathon of brickness right now. You're going from today till Sunday. You can't escape it. There's nothing you can do about it. And I think it's different with Goff. And because normally, look, I know what the haters will say. Their snap instinctive reaction would be, well, you got to win a Super Bowl. Not for this team. Not for this organization.
Right now. And you know what
not
it
from
is?
the pits of hell that we've been in.
You know what it is? Jared Goff's the adult in the room. He's the adult in the room. You know why CD Deuce can be CD Deuce? Because Jared Goff's in there. It's balance. He's the adult in the room. He's right, and I think that when you see that your adults are Frank Ragnow, right? Who's everything you want in a center and a leader and stuff like this. Like you look at your leadership, that's where it's at. Like I said, bricked.
Oh, I did want to show you this. I saw somebody in Vegas, by the way. I was going to show you this. I figure it was a good,
But
I'm just saying.
Is that a Rams Super Bowl? Is that like when they won the Super Bowl?
Yep. No, I saw this guy this weekend there.
In Vegas?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's probably from it. But What Super Bowl is that? The one they won?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, okay, he's probably one of the 6 fans in LA.
I just wanted to placate the Detroit Rams fans that are still here hiding right now. I just wanted to placate them.
Oh, I thought that was in Vegas.
That was, yeah. I'm saying the ones that are still hiding here in Detroit.
So any of you, what Neal's trying to say, any of you out there that still have one of those jerseys, that better be burned.
I just wanted to put it out there because I know, because
Did you go up and talk to him?
No, I didn't have nothing to say.
Oh, dude, I would have went up and said, who are you cheering for?
Nothing to say.
Who did you cheer for last weekend, bro?
I had too much money in my hand. I was walking away. I was walking away from the blackjack table. I had too many chips, too many hundos. I didn't have time. I didn't have
too
time.
much money in my pants.
I was trying to get back.
Smoking like the true bag man. Wasn't the bag man? He sent me a picture. The bag man. Nothing like in Vegas when you go back and you just throw all your money on your bed and go, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
So I just wanted to put that out there, though. All right, when we come back, top 5 list. Top five old people.
Old people, described by you. I know earlier in the chat thread, guys, that you're throwing out some lists and could not confirm nor deny any anime. Spenny's not here, so that list was not done. Tammy did a nice list.
Yes.
We'll get back. What do you consider old? And you get a deceased guy, honorable mention.
Yeah, you do. So we'll give ours. Pete Spivak's going to jump in there as well. And it's a pretty funny bit. And we'll give you the reasons and everything like that. And, of course, after that, we are going pedal to the metal, pedal to the floor of Lions and 49ers NFC Championship discussion. Oh, my God, man. Still doesn't even seem right to be talking about it, but it always seems right to be talking about Planet Fitness because you know it is the greatest gym in the gym game. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios here in Birmingham, and it just so happens there's a Planet Fitness about 2 miles from here that I go to every single day. Was just there as a matter of fact. 24 cents down for 2024. Big Fitness Energy New Year. $10 a month for access to your home club. You need a little more freedom to roam around the over 2,400 of them around the world in Fitty and Metro Detroit. Black card option, $24.99 a month. You go to any gym, any Planet Fitness in the world. You can bring a guest. You can use the massage chairs, the tanning. All of it is there for you. Basically own Planet Fitness. I've accomplished every fitness goal in my life at Planet Fitness. Go to planetfitness.com and join there or pull in the parking lot. You're going to pass a bunch on your way home. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Savor the heart of home at Big Boy with our all-new down-home comfort dishes. Feast on home-style goodness with our Southern Comfort Chicken Bowl, veal parmigiana, and apple pie hotcakes. The down-home delight doesn't stop there. Potato pancakes are back. Dive into the richness of our perfectly crafted potatoes with our classic potato pancakes and our stuffed potato pancakes. Top off your meal with our new gingerbread shake, a seamless blend of creamy vanilla and sweet gingerbread flavors. Nothing beats the comforting taste of down-home cooking. Enjoy every bite, only at Big Boy.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Neal Ruhl here for Feldman Automotive. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a first-class, fast, and convenient car buying experience. It's called the Feldman Advantage. 18 locations, so it's automatic. There's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And don't forget, we go to Woodward Sports Network. We do the morning shows live from Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. Support the companies that support Woodward Sports. Go to Feldman Automotive for your next automotive purchase. All All right, we're keeping it pushing, everybody. Just taking a quick break from the Lions talk, and we got to do this. It's a Wednesday top 5 list. Why do we do top 5? Because it's half as boring as the top 10 that the morning show does. And oh, by the way, it's become a staple that you guys really rally behind. The chat's already lit to the point where the love for Jane Seymour was so overwhelming, I had to go to Google. And I feel you guys on that one.
Well, hold on a sec, because if Spenny was here, we'd be backing it up and going, we're saving Jane Seymour for a future list. We didn't want to waste her in this list. If you had, like Gilfs or whatever like that. That's what Spenny said. I texted him. He said, no, she's on the radar. But
she's on the radar. I like it. But hey, we have a couple guests here in the studio with us. Of course, we have JB Smoove and Pete Spivak, but they're taking part in the reindeer games as well. Pete Spivak, your top 5 old people. Give me the rationale for your list.
Well, the top 5 old people, my rationale is how the hell are these people still alive? How are they still breathing air?
Great segue, Pete.
All right, let's go.
Ready to go? Number 5. He's styling and profiling.
Oh, good one.
He has hit the mat more times than anybody I've ever seen in wrestling. D-Mac should know how tough
limousine
a wrestler is. He is jet flying, limousine riding, styling, profiling, kid stealing, wheeling and dealing, son of a gun. Ric Flair in his alligator shoes, number 5.
Good call.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Good call.
How the hell is he still alive? No,
that's a good call also, Pete.
If you saw the 30
I
for
would
30.
check in, yes, Pete, that one.
That's how the hell is he still alive? Number 4 on this list. Probably a local favorite. People love this guy. When he argues with umpires, it's intense, and when he goes back to the dugout, he smokes more cigarettes than anybody I've ever seen in the Marble Reds, too. Good old Jimmy Leland,
Hall of
Famer, baby.
Great call.
Real quick on that. You got to put Barry Bonds in it sometime, but
I was
going
to say because of the arguments he's had with Barry Bonds, umpires. Come on, baby. It's got to be Jimmy Leland. Number 3 is a local celebrity here at the studio. You guys all know Tom Mazaway, but I know that D-Mac knows stories of Tom's dad, Sammy Mazaway, 96 years old, used to deliver for Hostess. They called him Twinkie the Kid.
Oh,
this
that's
guy
electric.
used to work 10 hours a day and come home and just get berated by his wife for God knows what. And this guy survived 10 hours a day starting at like 4 in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, coming home and just getting absolutely berated. The guy just turned 96 years old. How the hell is he still breathing air? Number 2. This is another local story I think that we're all going to agree with. Benjamin Capp. What he's gone through is a 66-year season ticket holder for the Lions, Tiger Stadium, Pontiac Silverdome, and now Ford Field. Finally, he sees the super-duper winning Lions team. How this guy is still breathing air, I have no clue. And number 1 on my list, for God knows how the hell he's still alive, Keith Richards. He
Great
did
question.
more alcohol and drugs than I think the entire Buffalo Bills fan base combined. And how the hell he's still alive, I have no clue. That is my top 5.
All right, well done, Mr. Pete Spivak. Jeremy Scarborough in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I used to deliver for Hostess, too. So there's that one out there as well. Mr. JB Smoove, you're on the mic.
I don't know how
Do
I'm
what
supposed
you
to-
like.
I don't know how I'm supposed to follow that up, even though I barely know half of the people Pete just mentioned. But I'll try my best.
Top 5 old people.
Top-
What's the rationale on your list first?
Rationale is just the people I grew up on.
Okay.
I guess you could say.
Fair.
So, started off at number 5. I got to go with James Earl Jones.
Got to.
The original voice of Darth Vader, and also Lion King Mufasa. Something that pulls at the heartstrings of my childhood. So I just got to go with
King
him there.
Jaffe Jaffer, too, for the people that don't know from Coming to America.
Yes. Coming to America.
Probably his
Gotta
finest
forget that.
role. Go ahead.
Number 4.
It was. Sorry, it was.
Number 4, black and white comedy show on Nick at Night. Dick Van Dyke.
He's dead, though.
Is he?
Is he?
Isn't he?
No, he's still alive.
Is he really?
I believe in
he?
research for the show. I did check. He was still alive. So
No.
98
All
years
right, I
old.
lost that one.
98 years old. He is still kicking, but yes.
Hey,
that was
real
one-
quick, JB's. How about the young buck dropping the Dick Van
Isn't
Dyke?
that great?
That's electric.
Hey,
I think
I'm a
Maz
little
just
cultured
came in
on
and
that.
whispered in his ear.
I'm a little cultured. I like those old shows back then as well too. All right, number 3. I guarantee you guys will probably know this. Barbara Eden.
Oh, yeah.
I Dream of Jeannie.
I Dream of Jeannie.
Yes.
She's still with us?
She is still with us. She's 92.
Whoa.
92
How's
years
she
old.
looking?
Let's see. I'm going to go look right now.
That might,
you might
hey,
wanna
I got next week's list.
Those cheekbones have been sucked back a little bit,
Oh,
if you know what
well,
I mean.
92, Neal.
Yeah.
The gravity and stuff like that, if it's real.
Jane Seymour. Hey,
What do you got? The Turner Classic TV Network going at your house there? Like, Guy
sometimes
Dream of
you
Jeannie, Dick Van Dyke Show. What do you got number 2?
Sometimes you got to turn that on. But
I like it, JB. I'm learning something new.
guaranteed number 2. I think D-Mac and Pete, you will know this name. Cassandra Peterson.
Yes. Elvira.
Yes, that is
Elvira.
correct. Elvira.
oh, just use the real name. Just use the Elvira name. Then we would have. She's still with us?
She is still with us. She's
Good for her.
72 years old. She still looks good, by the way, too.
Now I have to look.
She still looks good, by the way, too. But I probably should not have been watching any of those movies back when I was younger.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Yeah, just
Good.
just
JB
putting that
Smooth,
out
good
there.
call.
Just putting that out there. But yeah, she's still kicking. She still looks good. Number 1, I got to go with the dirty grandpa himself, Mr. Vince McMahon. 78
the
years
dirty
old.
grandpa.
78 years
Vince
old.
with the cheesy. Oh,
With the cheesy.
looks like Inspector Clouseau. Oh
Cheesy
my God!
detective
Throw a
mustache,
picture. Find
yeah.
a picture of Vince, the latest one with that
I'll
little
find one.
cheesy mustache and stuff.
Yeah. But that is my top 5. Honorable mention, I got to go with Bob Barker just because when I was young, Sick Days, that was the best part
Well,
of
that's
it.
your
Price
deceased
is
guy.
Right.
Pete, did you have a favorite deceased guy?
Or
an old
honestly, I didn't
deceased
think of
guy?
a good one, so I'll skip it.
So yeah, Bob Barker's gone, right?
Yeah, Bob Barker's gone.
Yeah, just reached like 100 or something.
Right.
May remember to get your pet spayed and neutered.
Yep.
You want to go? You want me to go?
No, I'll go. Yeah, yours is my favorite. I think to going to be the best one. So we'll let you be the big finish here.
I like mine.
Yeah, I know you're excited.
I know.
Mine, number 5, the great Tom Mazaway, covered Secretariat at the Kentucky Derby. Was covered the MLB through integration and Babe Ruth and everything like that. Every big time moment in the history of sport, he's been there before. So Tom Mazaway, much love from Maz. Number 4, she's 58, but it still counts to me. I mean, 58. 58 and looks like this. Elizabeth Hurley. Elizabeth Hurley at 58. Incredible.
Well, I mean,
incredible.
I get it, but I wouldn't have put her in the old category. I would have
Incredible.
kept her in the
mid
GILF category or whatever.
Incredible.
Like that. Okay, that's good.
No, I'm not saying like looks good for her age. Like looks good for any age.
I know.
Still,
I would have just not wasted a number
Any
4
age.
pick on her.
no.
I mean, I don't know. Could be
Incredible.
the Jahmyr Gibbs of your draft, though.
It could be, yes. Number 3, he's 83. Al Pacino. He's the Godfather. Enough said.
Yeah.
And Heat was
Son of a
awesome.
woman.
Yeah, son of a woman, yeah. Al Pacino, man, got to be a part of any old person list.
Yeah.
Number 2, Morgan Freeman. He's 86 years old. He's got to be a part of the list. Shawshank Redemption's a staple. Anytime he talks, it's cool. Anytime he talks, narrates you saw that clip of him narrating a grocery list. Electric. Still mad love for Morgan Freeman. And number 1 here, and he's a show favorite. He's got to be a part of any list. He's 89 right now, but the great Milt Plum.
Milt Plum.
Milt Plum.
The OG.
Number 1.
1-6er.
Yes. Milt Plum, absolutely. Just the incredible quarterback. Incredible pictures, and it's what it is. People approve of the Elizabeth Hurley thing. They're like, oh my God, still fire. Yes. David Linger, where's Clint Eastwood? He was my honorable mention, I guess you could say. He finished just number 6. Clint Eastwood's pretty cool too. So that was my rationale. Cool old people, except for Elizabeth Hurley, who is timeless, still beautiful.
All right, my top 5.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Darren McCarty.
my research department went a little bit deeper, Neal. Could not get on our number 5 on this list, Tom Mazaway. Maz, we only have him as timeless or maybe in the younger, driest ages. So long time. He's been around forever. He's been around forever. Some people want to know if he was Judas, in fact. Anyways, number 4, the only person on my Mount Rushmore, right, smoking that I haven't smoked with, right, is Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, who is 90 years old. And yes, I would smoke weed with Willie any day. The other couple on, Jamie Johnson and Snoop Dogg, are also on that list. Number 3, the legend. Hell yeah. The legend, Huel Perkins. Fox 2.
Shout out Huel Perkins.
Perkins is the man. I hope he's enjoying his retirement.
Absolutely.
There is no cooler than school dude that you will ever meet that is just...
Can't break that man.
That guy is an absolute legend. Number 2, gotta agree with you. Whatever I would listen to him read off ingredients. Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
Just puts you in that spiritual sense, makes you sort of self-reflect. And number 1, absolutely number 1, pulled into the lead. Give her flowers. Love this lady for what she's done, because it's, where did it start? Sheila Ford Hamp, right there, 73 years young. Put her right up there. My number 1, legend right there. Everybody else, that's my list.
There it is, everybody. The top 5
Who's
list.
your deceased dude? Frank Sinatra?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, mine is Art Bell.
I actually now have a deceased guy. It's a little bit emotional. Gordie Howe.
There you go. Absolutely.
Gordie Howe was the man.
I like Art Bell. I'm into conspiracy theories, and he died 5 years ago under very mysterious circumstances.
Yes, he did. So there it was, this week's top 5 list, and all classics as we figured that they might be. And again, next week, the early favorite, top 5 periodic elements.
Ooh.
Are you nitrogen? Are you aluminum? Are you more of the gas? That's the early favorite. We'll always do it on Tuesday. We'll let you decide. You guys get to choose your own adventure for the top 5
Barium's got to be in there.
Whatever it is, up to you. Nitrogen. You know what it is, man. Cobalt. Cobalt's a big one.
Hey, you know what?
Magnesium.
Magnesium's got to get some love. It's got to be top 5 periodic elements. Jack Stark, gold. Yeah, gold is there.
Standard. So gold.
Alex Haggerty, curium. Absolutely. No, but that one certainly could be a lot of fun. Brendan says he's more of a beryllium kind of guy. Sulfur getting some love. Copper, don't forget about copper. Very valuable one as of late. There's a lot to go through. John Effing Lord, some good old-fashioned tungsten.
Oh, palladium. Yeah, you can't forget palladium.
Great club in Roseville and a great periodic element as well.
Hey, you have to match it.
Somebody read a commercial.
Real place without doing it in real time. We got uranium. That's a good one.
Who's going to do Premier Pet Supply?
That's be me.
All right.
Neon, baby.
Be a professional and do it.
Is going on in my life.
Maybe you can get some barium for your pet. Who knows? When it comes to your pet, don't settle. Give your pet the best. Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations. Over 60 brand of food made with phosphorus, probably. Lowest prices and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Uridium.
Damn.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com. Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford, Buick, GMC, the same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Ave, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want. LesStanford.com.
All right. I think we're going to make an executive rule. Back at it, by the way. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, JB Smoove, Pete Spivak as well. I think we're going to do the executive rule. Next Wednesday, top 5 is going to be top 5 elements in the periodic table. It has to be. There's no way this should be this funny, but it is.
It's just the way that, the words.
Krypton. Somebody said that when I had to look it up. That is an element. I thought that was in a comic book.
Well, but don't you know that all comics and everything's based on reality?
Bismuth. Anybody? Bismuth?
I looked up Moscovium. Element number 115. Somebody said Moscovium.
Oh my God! No, that was great.
Hey, it's the only way you'll ever get me to look at a periodic table.
I already have looked more at the periodic table than I did throughout my entire scholastic career. That's a fact.
Fair enough.
That is an absolute fact. Man, what a good show today, man.
Zinc?
Yeah, zinc is a good one. That one got a lot of tungsten, made me laugh. But yeah, we're definitely gonna do it. We did get some late sound sent into the system, and
boron for the bozos.
I don't know how you circle back, so I'm just going to be quiet and circle back and get back to the NFC Championship game that the Lions are playing in on Sunday at 6:30 against the 49ers. And look, I have given you football reasons why, and people have been in agreement. Go, D-Mac, go ahead. Come on.
This is too good. A little bit of cobalt in my life, a little bit of calcium by my side, a little bit of tin is all I need, a little magnesium's what I see.
Yeah, oh, okay, here we go. Yeah.
Thank you to 40 Gumble. Sorry. Hey, let's show everybody how professional we can be here to go from the jokes to the seriousness. The NFC Championship game. We got a game coming up this Sunday. Big time, right, Neal? Stoked, not scared.
Absolutely.
Bricked up. Let's go.
Absolutely big. But look, I think we've seen, and we always wanted, reasons to go back, right? Like, I think our biggest fear was the rug being pulled out from under us. And there were some degrees of that with the Baltimore game, where we thought maybe that was the rug being pulled out from under us. And ignoring common sense, right? I think with this game, I think the ones that are scared or I think we're ignoring common sense. I think the Green Bay game, I talked to you about this on Thanksgiving. I think there was such anger about the Green Bay game because that was the day. We were all off work. All the families were together, families that we've watched Thanksgiving football games with for years, for a generation. We were all together in the same room, and this was going to be when we arrived together. This was going to be when it became real, and that got taken from us.
But you nailed it. You nailed the fact of why we couldn't go into these last couple games without the back of our minds, right? That other shoe falling is because, and it wasn't the Baltimore game. Because what we've always said, every team's going to have those two games. You're on the road, you're in the, okay, throw it away. But it was that home game. So if the shoe's going to fall there, but what did we see? They learned from their mistakes, right? But it's okay as our fandom because they hadn't showed us yet. And what is the worst thing that we, in the back of our minds, all of us, we're waiting to see, hey, was this all a joke? You know, is the Green Bay game going to happen at home now? Now the fact that we're going on the road, the fact that we proved it, the fact that we've improved, and from the Baltimore game, from that home game, is that everybody's all in now, and now is all the time to be. So that's what's gone for me when I'm talking about, you know, why am I getting a little bit more excited? It's not overconfident, but it's just like task at hand and stuff like that, because that doubt of earlier in the year and being that disappointment isn't there. I'm not going to be disappointed regardless. We're not going to go get blown out. We're not going to go out there and lay an egg. Yes, it's going to be a close game. Yes, is San Fran the favorite? Yes, do we need to play the best game of our season to capitalize? But yes, are we ready? Are we as healthy as we possibly be, let alone for a couple spots? We're healthier than they are, right? Now it's like, take that grit. Because that's the real thing, right? When you hear grit out of there, that's like hearing grind line out of our team back in the day. It's not a question. It's a matter of throughout that whole team. Because back in our day, even though our line was the grind line, all our players played with grind. The top, Nick Lidstrom, who's got no grind in him, had the grind mentality. Steve Yzerman, Sergei Fedorov, laying in front of pucks, blocking shots. That's grind mentality. The grit mentality. Attack the ball. Go to the ball. Stuff like this. Pick up your brother. What's the best thing this team has done this year that I've seen that's different? Is when the offense fails, the defense picks them up. When the defense fails, the offense picks them up. Or the special teams. Right? Stoke not scared. Bricked up. Let's go.
No, because of the
you're talking
about toughness.
Shoe's gone. I'm not worried about it. And I think that's what it was. Man, don't make it like we got everything in front of us. Don't make it like what Green Bay.
Right.
And I think that's like, if I think about it, if Green Bay would have won and I'm hosting the game, then that's an even bigger back of my head coming into home because they beat us here. I don't have that going to San Francisco. Maybe I should, but I don't.
Well, Dan Campbell addressed the media today, right, Pete? He talked about this team's toughness, and I think it's a good discussion to have. Let's hear it from Dan Campbell.
And you have to be able to handle the ebbs and flows of a game in a season and playoffs. And that's what has been built for 3 years now. And so that's what gives me faith. Look, there's going to be things that are going to happen in this game that it's going to look like it's out of control. And it's not going to go well for us. And as long as we just play the next play, it'll turn. And that's what we've done all year. And that's the most important thing to keep in mind. But you've got to be made a certain way, and the team has to be made a certain way to be able to handle that. Otherwise, you just crumble. So that's what gives me faith. We have a team that's built that way.
And that's where it comes back for me with this football team. And we talked about the Thanksgiving and that game and what a low point that was. So somebody said Thanksgiving was a low point of the season. And when they answered the questions was when they played Denver in that game at Ford Field, and they destroyed them. They took them apart. To me, that answered every single question right there. Was this going to become a spiral? Were things going out of control? Because Art Vandelay says it very well. You remember the Patriots run, right? The dynasty. What happened to them pretty much every year they played in Miami? They would lose to the Dolphins all the time. Pretty much all the time. He said people would always lose to the trash Dolphins in Miami every year that they would win Super Bowls. Because it goes back to that. Teams generally lose. You're going to lose about 10% of your games no matter what you do. You're going to get cooked. The other team is going to play so well that there's not going to be much that you can do to stop it. They're pros too. They are. 10% of your games, that's going to happen to you. No questions asked. And the Baltimore game was, so for an NFL season, that's almost 2 games. The Baltimore game was their game that happened to. And then the Packers game was probably the other game that it happened to. How did they answer it? They destroyed them. They destroyed Denver and action figure hair Russell Wilson. So bad that they fired their coach. So bad that the Broncos are going to cut Russell Wilson and his action figure hair. Like, that's how bad they took them apart. It became a seminal moment in their franchise's history because they got beat so bad. So that tells you, D-Mac, the toughness of this football team.
You know what the great part? Dan Campbell stands up there and tells you exactly how he's going to serve it to you, right? And it's not like schemes or whatever. Ben Johnson's going to write this, but we're going to punch you in the face. And you know what? You're going to knock us down. We're going to get back up. And we're going to come right back at you. You know what you're up against, right? It's a brawl. It's a fist fight. He's got everybody in there, right, going through the proverbial wall, but getting in a fist fight. Guys that would never be before, all together. And that's what it is. We ain't going to quit. You may beat us, but we ain't going to quit. And I love it because it's a transparency, right, of what you're going to get. This is what we've been preaching.
No question, man. And it is. It's getting real. And I want to talk about more football stuff about it when we come back because remember, D-Mac and I are out. What?
MCDC, balls of tungsten. Tungsten snap. Now, do those go through a metal detector? I'm not sure, but that sounds a lot better than steel.
It does.
Tungsten.
It sounds more portable too.
Oh.
Or maybe it's not. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Maybe next week we have to get a element expert here on the show. But hey, I can be a wardrobe expert for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I can direct you to go to woodwardsports.com/shop. Yeah, that's right. Get your Stoke Not Scared t-shirt. All of it is up there for the taking. It's hoodie season. It's beanie season. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, golf as well. It's all there for you. Go to woodwardsports.com/shop.
At Planet Fitness, you can get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this?
You don't know how to use it?
This is better.
Join now through January 19th for just 24 cents down, $10 a month. Never intimidating, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. Join today during the Big Fitness Energy Sale for 24 cents down, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal extended through January 19th.
Over 50 Metro Detroit locations.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Pete Spivak, JB Smoove here in the house. Happy to have these cats with us today, having a good run. Somebody talking about in the woodwardsports.com chat room, we have found a periodic table element expert, Jordan Schaefer, says tungsten's way more dense than steel, so those tungsten balls would be heavier than steel ones. And so we asked the question, would those still set off a metal detector? And, you know, the correct answer for you is always at Google right there. That says metal detectors work by inductive magnetic fields. Tungsten is conductive, so yes, they can find it. So it may set off.
So he's going to have to declare his tungsten sack.
Right. They also say the hardest metal to detect is stainless steel. The device can't locate it because the electroconductivity is poor. There's a low magnetic field, which means it does not produce a strong enough signal to be recognized. So if you had stainless steel balls, you wouldn't have to bring them through. However, Dan Campbell does not. They are tungsten-based because they're more dense.
I believe they are, and I also agree, Brendan Dillinger, never forget hydrogen and oxygen. They have great size. Great size.
They're everywhere.
In the atmosphere, everywhere. Can't evade him.
Red Wings fan club. By comparison, Dak Prescott have balls of tinfoil. So there's that one out there. I didn't say it. He said it. John Effing Lord.
Like scrunch it really, 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 really small.
Really small.
Really, really, really small.
Yes.
Okay.
John Effing Lord. Neal, 1 inch cube of tungsten is 10.5 ounces. So, okay. Here's the question. Can Dan Campbell outcoach Kyle Shanahan? And I hope I don't have to do this again with everybody, but let's see.
You know what the question is? When's the last time we've had a conversation about a coaching call that Dan Campbell's made in a game?
Only when they lose games. That's the only time that comes up.
No. But I'm saying, and he's made some fourth down calls. He's made whatever else. So I guess my question to you, Neal, is can we all agree that throughout this season and in his tenure, Dan Campbell has improved as a head NFL coach? Like as a coach. Now, I got to give Kyle Shanahan because he's been there and whatever else and obviously the offensive mind and scheme. But do I think that the coaching is going to play a huge part in this game? No. Do I think that Dan Campbell's going to make a mistake that they're questioning Todd Bowles and not using the timeout or whatever? No. I think that he's going to be prepared for that. I've seen him more prepared. Now, do I see Dan Campbell out coaching somebody? No, but I see him staying to his game plan and the game plan to what the Lions is. And yes, they're going to adjust to what San Fran does in the football element, but as far as making critical decisions, I don't think Dan Campbell at all will cost us the game. In fact, it might be one of his decisions, a fourth down, keeping the ball, going for two, something like this. That's going to actually win us the game.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Andrew Schmidt. Tungsten balls would break your chin. You better watch out, San Francisco.
Oh, drop those babies out in San Fran. Let's go. That's the idea.
Jaja Gabor getting some love in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread for our top 5 old people. She's not with us still, is she?
I don't think so. Let me get the double check.
Guys, people are still pissed that she got her Academy Award bought.
Yes. Smokin says Dan's the leader. He doesn't have to outcoach anybody, whether it's AG or Ben Johnson. Can our coach the other team's offensive and defensive coordinators? Is she okay? No longer. No, I don't prefer the term dead. I prefer no longer with us. I think
she is deceased.
Okay, still no longer with us. Hoof-hearted. MCDC makes as few mistakes as any head coach in the NFL. And what I want, and you saw me draw the sword last time with the whole Sean McVay discussion. Did he outcoach him? Because remember, play calling is coordinator-based. Did he outcoach him? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Who made the proper decisions? For real, who made them? I don't think this is any different, D-Mac. Can Dan Campbell outcoach Kyle Shanahan? 100%. Because the clock thing and the going forward on fourth down thing, that stuff is coaching. I'm not including play calling in there. I'm talking about coaching.
Right.
It is there are two, and I haven't done a good job of illustrating this, and I haven't given it its proper due. There are two things that are different in this. There are two reasons why this organization is good. Number one, the NFL drafts, because we draft guys that are good now. And it's really wild, especially guys that are good, like in the second round or the third round or the fourth round or the fifth round or the sixth round, like throughout the draft. Not just when you have number 2 when you take Calvin Johnson or Ndamukong Suh or whoever you take in the first round that's good. Not just them, but we got a coach that has an identity. We have a coach that is not going to stray from that identity. And that identity is we are better than you are. And we will act as such. And we will do what we do because you cannot stop it. Because you cannot stop it. If it's 4th and 2, we're going for it. It's 4th and 4, we're going for it. Because we're going to run a play, and I heard Jared Goff talk about this as well. The 3rd and 15 play last week, where they got the completion, he got the first down. He said, that's a play. They're like, was that, interviewer asked, was that a special play? That's a play we've run 1,000 times.
It was like a bit of the same play to seal the game against the Rams. Right? Tom Ross, St. Brown, and stuff like that. So the thing that I hear, and I agree with you, is we're going to act and make them react. We're not going to react to them. Dan Campbell's got his vision, whether it's Alex Haggerty said, look at the 4th down calls and the wins that he's made, that he executed and stuff. So they're going in and being aggressive, 100 million%. They're not, if they're going to go down, they're going to go down swinging.
Yes.
That's the bottom line, right? If you're beat by a better team or executed, but it's not going in there scared or not prepared.
Cody Engel says the Badgley kick was the most recent call. And that's my point. That was the right call.
Think about it. Against the norm. From that distance with that guy and having the confidence to go out and hats off to Badgley for doing it. Because you know what? We're going to be in the same position. Pete, I'm going to look at you during this game, and he's going to have a kick in probably the 4th quarter. That's the same thing. Can he get it done?
Tyler Shantz, run the ball on 3rd and 10. Who does that? Dan effing Campbell, because we can execute. And Taylor, that's part of what I'm talking about with their philosophy and what they do. If it's 3rd and 7, you can run the ball because you're going to get 3.5 yards in 2 plays. 3.5 yards one play, 3.5 yards the next play. First down, we keep it pushing. I have something I want to ask of the people when we come back, though, and it's critical because remember, D-Mac and I are out Thursday and Friday. We'll be back Monday for the reaction and everything that's going on. I have a question, though, and I have something I want to say to the people. And this is going to be my parting shot and my ask of the fans when we come back.
Absolutely, but first come to Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and also register to win a trip of your dreams. An all-expenses paid suite to the 2024 NCAA basketball tournament. That's right, you and 5 of your best buds. No expenses spared the least. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Already on. How about that? Sorry about that, JB. I pressed the wrong button. Dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White and Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 and make your home buying dreams come true.
All right, we're wrapping it up here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Big Pete Spivak, and JB Smoove as well. As we said, we're both out Thursday and Friday. I can't take this weather anymore, so I'm going to go to Green Bay and, see how it works out there. Just the latest and the last check of the weather in Santa Clara, California. Sunday, sunshine and clouds mix, winds light and variable, high of 73 degrees. So there is that. So it's as close to indoor as you can get outdoor in San Francisco. It'll be a big difference. Lunchbox Hooligans, Neal. Since that 8-2 run last year, Dan Campbell's 22-7 in his last 29 games. How about this from Curtis? So I live 2 hours from Levi Stadium. A lot of the 49ers fans are nervous. They sure aren't talking smack. It's a totally different vibe than what they were before. Dom Rivera. I just love the Lions so much. Dom. Even when we hated
Facts,
them. Dom. Even when we hated them. Yep. I always said that, man. Like, it was a prison sentence I had to serve every Sunday. Still even when I knew they weren't going to win. I showed up and I served my time.
We all did.
We all did. All of us did.
That's why I enjoy this.
D-Mac, here's the ask I have of the people. And it's not a scared, not stoked thing. If this doesn't go our way, if it doesn't, here's what I don't want to see on Monday, and I will not tolerate it. I will not tolerate it. Number one is any golf slander will not be tolerated. We have a 0.0% golf slander tolerance policy. That will not happen on this show.
0.0.
That's right, principal. Number two, if it's a fourth down call and Dan Campbell makes it and it doesn't work out, there will be no slander. There will be none. Just like there will be no draft slander in April. There will be none. If you guys don't buy into this resume of this team as it's constructed right now, then just don't bother. Because you'll never be bought into a resume. So this is where it is, D-Man. There will be no fourth down slander.
That's such the truth. No truer statement. If you're not in now, you'll never. Then don't. I like that. And you know, to anybody who takes offense to Dan Campbell saying, hey, if you're with us, let's stick around or whatever. And if you're jumping back on the bandwagon or the train, we ain't got time for you. Absolutely. Because no truer time than this game right now.
That's
because it's all about it. Because yes, it's about this game and about getting to the Super Bowl, but it's about so much bigger than that. It's about where is this organization going? Finally, I use the analogy with the Red Wings that they were circling the dock and now they're out to sea. This Lions team is out to sea. They see land. They're going to attack it.
And that's exactly where I am with it. The show goes on. No matter what happens Sunday, remember that the show goes on. Remember, 4 picks in the first 3 rounds of the draft. In a draft in Detroit, it's our time. It's our time. And guess what? I do not fear them. I do not fear them. I gave you the football reasons earlier. I do not fear them. Line it up. Line it up and kick the ball Sunday at 6:30 and see what happens to you. Like that's where I am with it, D-Mac. It's a beyond scared thing. I know what they are. I know what the resume is. I know where this team lives.
You know what it is? You ever been on that flight and you got to go through the clouds and it's stormy and it's stormy and stormy and then they get to 30,000 whatever and it's clear. We're there, right? That's where we're at. We're sailing. This thing is we're into the clear skies. We're out of the storm. That's the bigger picture. The 30,000 square. There's the 30,000 foot view. Because it's nice up there.
Danny G says, "Oh, it
right
will."
Below the firmament.
Danny G says, "Oh, it will happen, Neal. Not on this show, it won't. Not on this show, it won't. Because I will say."
No, I mean I won't be here Monday, but I'll be here Tuesday, and any of that negative shit, I'll just start chopping heads. I'm not having it on my show. Onto whatever else because of what we build. It's for the people that understand that is. There's all that time for all the bullshit and whatever else. Sorry, not here. Go somewhere else for that. There's a million other places to be. Just, Paul, HR, I'll wear the badge on Tuesday if you need me to. Try me.
Yes. Brandon says price of tickets are making my couch feel better and better. I heard a report too. Ticket broker Vivid Seats said that Lions fans, i.e. Michigan zip codes, are buying 20% of the tickets that they have for sale on their site.
We know we travel.
20%. Delta added flights, direct flights to San Francisco, which ironically enough, San Jose is the better play.
San Jose and drive.
Yep. That's actually the better play, but it's down to it, everybody. Like I said, no D-Mac, no me. The next couple days. And for all of you
that are watching at home, no matter where in this country, in this world that you are, please join into the live stream. We will be having fun here at Woodward Sports, and if you follow it, that's the best part, Pete, isn't it? Like just we're living it, so you can come and join it with us and not have to watch it if you're alone at home.
We have a good time together, man.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
It was a great run. JB Smooth, appreciate your efforts too, especially in the pressure cooker. That was big time.
Big time.
I'll leave you with this. Andrew Schmidt. Tungsten balls to the wall. Let's go.
Let's go. Stoke not scared, baby.
For D-Mac, for JB Smooth, for Pete Spivak, my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, See you later.